We move to 174. Again, a big story with Nick Incontrera, again losing to Jack McGill. Bottiglieri already victorious. It could be a 3v6 rematch unless the freshman Xavier Giles pulls off the huge upset against Nick Incontrera, the 14th ranked wrestler in the pre-tournament coaches polls. And this is going to be a real tough situation for Giles. Incontrera, I believe, got the tech fall in the first meeting between these two up at the Palestra. Incontrera, again, it's a interesting position for him, being so highly ranked and not getting one of those top two spots. But again, it just comes down to finishing strong and then seeing what happens.
Yeah, exactly. All you can think about is just this match, and then obviously after this one, you'll think about your third, fourth. But all you can do is just wrestle hard and look to get your hand raised in a comfortable fashion. If you're Xavier Giles, I think you just gotta come ready to battle.
If Giles is defeated here, he'll face Drew Cleary, who had a 10-0 major decision earlier in the tournament. If he wins, he'll face Bottiglieri, and you go back to earlier competition in duels, and that was a very tight 6-5 decision win. Again, Incontrera tech fall against Bottiglieri first round before the loss by sudden victory to Jack McGill in the semifinal round. Incontrera staying heavy on Giles. The senior campaign, 20 wins, 6 losses, 14th in the coaches poll, 12th in the RPI. Those are the numbers for Incontrera, with obviously the remaining results today to determine where he may stand in an at-large position at 174. Again, what a job by the Ivy League this year. First year with their own tournament, 26 pre-allocated bids. And there are 4 at-large, with, I think, certainly one of the loudest contenders currently on the mat here. So you could have a 27th bid, so to say. But you got to wrestle strong here, as Incontrera staying on the ride here in period number 1. Now getting some swipes. This is how Incontrera turned up the pressure in the meeting earlier between these two.
Yeah, I think for young guys, the toughest position to get comfortable with and try to learn from is the bottom position. So I feel like, I know I did. I struggled my freshman year on the bottom position with guys who were really good on top. So it's one of those things that's fairly common theme.
Giles, the freshman from the Bronx, and the big story to understand from all this, think about it, Giles went 123 and 22 in high school. That's not even to mention any club wrestling or other tournaments. You're used to dominating, used to being on top. It's not too often you're on the bottom because you're so good on your feet against your high school opponents. Well, the same goes for all of your college opponents. They were all great on top at the high school level, and so now you just see that level of competition ratchet up, and that's where you have to now be able to wrestle better on the edge. You have to wrestle better when you're on bottom. 2 near falls for Incontrera, 10-0 lead, make it 11-0 after the escape early here in period number 2.
Yeah, just, college wrestling is just getting better and better. Guys are getting better and better at younger and younger ages. I think it just requires another level of complexity of being creative and understanding how to wrestle in each position. You can't just be good at 2 nowadays. You have to be comfortable in all 3 and know how to score in all 3.
Giles still battling tough here. And look, you see it a lot, and it's I think for Princeton fans a very welcome reminder, seeing how Ty Whalen and Cole Mulhauser have failed this year as sophomores, breaking out, getting rankings, and potentially going to the NCAA tournament, depending on what happens next year. Mulhauser could get the job done, and this next one coming up here. It was after freshman up and down results, really learning how to flesh things out. Then both of them had their respective gap years, but Giles, he's just been so battle tested this year. It's something where all the ranked opponents he's had this year, which this is now his 10th. 10 ranked opponents in what is now your 30th collegiate match. Something that's going to help to prepare you for your sophomore season.
100%. Yeah. He's got such high potential, and his ceiling is uncapped.
Incontrera, though, he knows what his ceiling is because he's been pushing it higher and higher as he's gone through the years. In control here, 14-0 the score, and will he cut Giles loose here and go for a quick takedown at the end of period number 2? Be an interesting decision here. Does he try to go for some swipes to end it prematurely? Nick Incontrera, 3-time NCAA participant at 174. 90-plus career wins, including what will be likely 21 in his senior campaign with this one. Again, it's going to come down to at-larges for him. Atypical situation for him, but you see it. He's just been businesslike, taking care of his business, controlling what he can control. He's got one more period left with a chance to have his rematch against Bottiglieri for 3rd place at 174. 145 left to go. There's been a stoppage at 197 on that number 2, I think due to an injury check. I think concussion protocol is what we're hearing, which, given they haven't ended that match, that was going to be my guess, but we want to confirm before we say anything.
Come up, X, come up. Let's go. To your feet. X,
80 seconds left to go here.
Wrestle.
Giles just trying to go the full 7 minutes. Incontrera trying to end it with a takedown and make it back-to-back tech falls against his Princeton rival. He might try for more here, but he's going to get 3. It is a 17-0 tech fall. 6 minutes and 2 seconds for Nick Incontrera. So Nick Incontrera again will face Bottiglieri, but look, we know what this young man can do, and he shows the level of consistency in his domination.
Yeah, just like scoring a lot of points in different